One thing that we found as we started examining the replica, and I'm saying replica of the Ark of the Covenant that has been found, there's a replica found in a society, in a culture, that was probably used within the time of Hezekiah. But traditional theology, conventional biblical archaeology, has not located the geographical area or the timeline for King Hezekiah. They've got some ideas, but their ideas have not produced any factual data. They're off the path. What we found is, as we explored this replica that was built during the time, because the Bible clearly tells us that all the gold of Solomon was taken away. Many of the artifacts were replaced with bronze, and then during Assyrian and Babylonian captivity, various things were taken away from the temple. The temple was stripped. But remaining at the temple site was rock. There were rock structures that were recreated because, and we take people through the evolution and the development of the temple and the temple artifacts so that you can recognize them. Meanwhile, next time you go to the refrigerator, grab a gallon of milk. Go to the store today, pick up a gallon of milk, and see how heavy that is. When you look at the old Temples of Doom, Ark of the Covenant, Raiders of the Lost Ark, all these movies, look at how big the cherubim on the Ark of the Covenant are. Look how big they are. Would you think that it constitutes enough mass equal to a gallon of milk? The Bible says that they were made of hammered gold of one piece. The entire lid of the ark was hammered gold. One piece of gold. Meanwhile, when you grab that gallon of milk, see how heavy it is. Now understand that gold is 20 times heavier. The same mass of gold would be 20 times heavier, 19.4 times heavier than that gallon of milk. Meaning, if you had two angels the size of a gallon of milk each, same mass, on top, you would have 150 pounds of gold on top of the ark, which was one piece of gold. Now, if they had wings spread out the way we see by way of tradition and the Temple Institute, everyone does. Everyone's in this lofty Christian mythology idea that the wings were up like this because they've misread the text. They carried this thing around in the woods for 40 years with these little wings. Gold is soft and malleable. Our traditional view of the Ark of the Covenant is in error, and error to the point, universally agreed, but in error, that if we found it, we wouldn't recognize it. The top, as it's shown to us, if it is the way the Bible explained, and the way the Bible explains it, one piece of gold, and the way we see it, it would be so top heavy, every time you picked it over, it would flip over. It would be cumbersome to travel in the desert with it. The soft gold would be completely beat up. It would be abused. It would be a really ugly sight, unfortunately. But it's only that way because we have the wrong idea. It actually looks much different. Letter specific, it looks like what the Bible says. It just doesn't look like conventional theology tells us. We show you when it take you there. We're actually making a trip to the Middle East. This next year we're going back to the Temple of Solomon, the ancient city of Jerusalem. The walls have been found. Replicas that were used throughout the kingdom have been found. They just haven't been identified by conventional theological or biblical archaeologists because they don't know where to look and what to look for. Go to SolomonSeries.com. We'll clear up a lot of this confusion. Hope not to confuse you. Hope to show you the truth, and the truth will set you free. So I encourage people to comment on the videos now, and I leave all comments up. Leave them all posted because people have a right to be heard. I hope that people will at least watch 2 or 3 videos so they get really good comments